I was practically vibrating with excitement as I woke up that Saturday morning. Today wasn't just an ordinary day. It was my best friend Matt's 8th birthday, and I had been counting down the days. The best part? I was finally going to give him his present. The new Street Fighter game for the Super Nintendo. It was the gift of the year, and I knew it would make Matt's birthday epic. The party was set to be at Pistol Pete's, a Wild West themed arcade and pizza joint. As soon as we arrived, I was enveloped by the ambiance of the Old West. Wooden planks lined the walls, and old-fashioned wanted posters adorned the windows. The staff, dressed in fringed vests, cowboy hats, and boots, greeted us with an enthusiastic, "Howdy, partner!" Their accents were exaggerated, adding to the playful atmosphere. I couldn't help but smile. The place was a kid's dream. Matt's parents had given us $10 in tokens, which I clutched in my hand like precious treasure. The tokens were these shiny, gold cowboy coins, each one embossed with a star and a silhouette of a galloping horse. Every time I shook them, they jingled like tiny metallic chimes, making me feel like I was carrying a small fortune. I slipped them into my pocket, eager to dive into the arcade games. The prize counter, immediately eye-catching amidst the sea of plush toys, neon trinkets, and oversized stuffed animals, was the ultimate prize. A light-up robot. It was the coolest thing I'd ever seen, with flashing lights and futuristic sounds. The robot required 2,000 tickets, which seemed like an impossible number, but I was determined to try. We grabbed some pizza and birthday cake. Matt's mom had ordered a large cheese pizza with a gooey layer of mozzarella and pepperoni slices arranged in the shape of a smiley face, which made us all laugh. The cake was a rich chocolate concoction with thick layers of frosting and sprinkles. We wolfed down the food, trying not to think much about how we'd need to hustle to get enough tickets. After eating, Matt and I set off on our quest for tickets. The arcade was a labyrinth of flashing lights and sounds. We navigated through rows of games, skee-ball, claw machines, racing simulators, and pinball tables. Each game was a small adventure in itself, and I was determined to make every token count. Matt was especially good at skee-ball. His smooth, practiced tosses sent the balls soaring into the high-value targets, racking up tickets with impressive speed. I focused on a game where you had to shoot basketballs into hoops, hoping that my skills would make up for Matt's natural talent. I could see my ticket count slowly rising, but the robot seemed further away with every passing minute. I felt the weight of my dwindling tokens. I glanced at Matt, who was now deep into a racing game. His face lit up with concentration. "Hey Matt," I said, feeling a little down. "I'm almost out of tokens. I'm afraid I won't have enough tickets to get that robot." Matt didn't seem to hear me. He finished his race, grabbing his stomach. "I'm going to the bathroom," he said, giving me a quick wave before running off. I watched him go, then turned my attention back to the arcade. The excitement of the day had worn off, and I was feeling frustrated and disheartened. The prospect of not getting the robot was starting to sour the entire experience. That's when I noticed a tall man standing near the prize counter. He was dressed in an elaborate cowboy hat and had a long coat that seemed a bit too flashy. He had a sharp, confident look about him, and something about his presence made me uneasy. But in the chaotic environment of the arcade, I didn't think much of it. The man approached me with a grin. "Hey there, partner," he said, his voice smooth and a bit too friendly. "I hear you're trying to get that robot. I can help you out with some more tickets, if you'd like." My heart skipped a beat. More tickets? This could be my chance. I glanced around, hoping to see Matt so I could ask him what he thought, but he was nowhere in sight. I hesitated for a moment, but the allure of the robot was too strong. I followed the man as he led me towards a door labeled, "Employees Only." The door creaked as it opened, and we stepped into a small, dimly lit room with a couple of tables and a large refrigerator. The smell of leftover pizza and cleaning supplies filled the air. "Just wait here for a second," the man said, gesturing for me to stay put while he stepped outside the back door. I stood there, my mind racing. The room felt oddly quiet compared to the clamor of the arcade. The distant hum of games and laughter seemed like a world away. After what felt like an eternity, I heard the sound of a car engine running. My curiosity got the better of me. I moved towards the back door and cracked it open, peering outside. A man was standing by his car, which was parked close to the exit. He was fiddling with the trunk, and I felt a shiver run down my spine. Something didn't feel right. The man gestured for me to come over. I pushed the back door the rest of the way open. I took a hesitant step forward. Just then, a hand landed on my shoulder, and I spun around, startled. A female staff member, her face pale with concern, looked at me with wide eyes. "What are you doing back here?" she asked. I pointed at the man and said, "He's gonna give me more tickets." Her voice trembling slightly. "That man doesn't work here." I was about to explain when the man who had been watching from a distance saw the woman. His face twisted in panic. He slammed his trunk shut, jumped into his car, and peeled out of the parking lot, tires screeching. The female staff member quickly guided me back where Matt's mom and dad were waiting. She explained what happened, and they immediately called the police. I was shaking, my excitement for the robot completely forgotten. The police arrived shortly afterward. They took my statement, asking me detailed questions about the man's appearance and what had transpired. They assured us they would look into it, but I could see the worry in Matt's parents' eyes. The day had started with so much promise, but ended in fear and confusion. Years later, when I was 16 or 17, I asked my mom if they ever caught the guy. Her face grew serious, and she told me she thought they might have. She mentioned a news report from a couple of months after the incident. A man who matched the description of the one I'd seen had tried to abduct a 5-year-old boy at a park not far from Pistol Pete's. An off-duty deputy who happened to be walking his dog intervened and arrested the man. I still think about that day and wonder how many other kids he might have targeted if he hadn't been caught. The what-ifs linger in my mind.